Hello and welcome to Let's Talk SEO. So a lot of SEOs talk about using ChatGPT. I've made many videos on using ChatGPT for SEO. The technique I'm going to show you today is one of the most powerful ways to use ChatGPT for SEO, because you're not just using run-of-the-mill custom ChatGPT prompts. In fact, you're not even relying on those prompts. What you're doing is you're hard coding ChatGPT, hooking it up to an API that then hooks it up to live Google search results. And so essentially, by using this method, I'm able to do without many of the tools I would otherwise use. I just paid $20 for ChatGPT Premium, and I'll just use this method to literally scrape Google search results and get insightful information directly live from Google. That's right, live from Google. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what this is capable of doing, so that you don't think this is just another ChatGPT video like you watch on other channels. Yes, this is an advanced use of custom ChatGPT, and it will require coding. The good news is I figured out all the code. The code is available on my website. There's a link in the description, and there's a link in the comments box if I remember to do that. It will take you directly to where the article is. You can read the article. It also has all the steps, and you can just copy and paste the code. Learn how to do this, because there are so many of the uses of this, and there's a reason why I'm showing you how to do this right now, because a follow-up video is going to make this even more powerful and take this to an even further or next level. So this is like literally building an SEO tool from scratch with very little programming knowledge. You know, this is something you would have to know from the beginning. So this is the baby steps. So think of this as the first baby step towards building your own ChatGPT SEO tool. So enough talking, let's get right to it. All right, so we're in our screens, and this is what I've created. I've created what's called a SERP analyzer, but you can give it any name you like. This is a custom GPT, as it's called. I've loaded a bunch of custom custom instructions, code, hooked it up to an API, and I'll show you exactly how I've done it. But I want to show you the results first, so you know what you're getting before you go through and watch the entire video. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a keyword, and this is like the prompt, and I'm going to do, let's say, dog training. We'll give it a second here to run. We're going to ask me for permission. So to allow this, since this is connecting to an API, it has to get my permission. So it's going to take a second here. I'm going to show you this over here. And it's also going to show me autocomplete, and people also ask, and a whole bunch of other information. So it's way more useful than any Chrome plugin I've used or any other stuff that I've done, and better than a lot of the stuff I've seen. And I'm going to Google dog training. This is just so that I can validate the results and show you that this is really hooked up to Google, and this is not some, regular prompt craziness. So what I'm going to do here is dog training. So I'm going to Google dog training. Again, this is to show you that these are real-time results. So this is the results when we get. These are the SERPs when we Google dog training. First here is the American Kennel Club and how to train a dog obedience. Here you go, American Kennel Club, how to train a dog obedience. So this is their title. This is the title right here. There's a link to it. This is an overview. Next one is Rover. We've got rover.com over here. And number 4, we've got PetSmart over here. And so RPSC. So there's a little bit of discrepancy. With number 5, we have the RSPCA. We've got the RSPCA over here. So it's the same SERPs. We've also got people also ask. Let's take a look at people also ask what it has pulled in. Let's take a quick look here. And over here, you'll see this is related searches. And these are all the related searches. And these are the autocomplete. So if I do dog training, space, it gives me dog training near me. As you can see, dog training near me, Hutchison, at home, all of this stuff. So it's pulled in a few. It's also pulled in related searches. If you scroll right down, you'll see related searches. So dog training on YouTube. And this is not the one over here, right? No, it's not here.
PetSmart dog training, not here. And this tends to change a bit, so by and large, but these are real-time results. Also, it gives you custom advice. And so if you look at the advice here, it says, based on the analysis, it's evident that users are seeking comprehensive practical guidance on dog training, covering basic commands, home training, and professional classes. There's also interest in specific tools in training collars and treats. It also has given me 5 title suggestions, which are pretty good, and this is based on the top 5 ranking here in the SERPs. So I can use that if I want to draft my own articles. It also says to align well with the current trends and user intent. Focus on creating content that offers practical, easy to follow advice of dog training at home, highlighting the benefits of professional dog training, and provides insights into essential training and accessories. Okay, so this is the advice. And then there's also the people also ask, and this is something I wanted to show you. Now, for me, it pulls in 4 or 5 people also ask results, so question and answer. But you can tweak this in the commands, as I will show you, to show you more of the people also ask. So in this case, let's see if it has pulled the people also ask it correctly. So what are the 5 golden rules of dog training? People also ask. Let's see. People also ask, what are the 5 golden rules of dog training? What are the 7 commands to train a dog? What are 7 commands to train a dog? What are the 7 rules of dog training? What are 7 commands of dog training? What are the 7 rules of dog training? How do I train my dog myself? How do I train myself? So it's pulled in real time. People also ask. So this can be used. You can just repurpose. I mean, if you're into SEO, you do any of this, you know exactly how to repurpose and use people also ask to start ranking. And this makes it a lot easier. There's loads of other stuff that you can do with this. I'll make future videos about this if there's enough interest. But this is where we're going to start. This is like the ground floor of building your own GPT, which will help you improve a lot of the SEO stuff that you do without having to rely on expensive tools. So in my case, doing this is just, it's the $20 I pay for this premium version is like, it's a throwaway price. So let's jump into how to create this. My apologies for interrupting this video, but just want to put this out there that I offer SEO services. Actually, I offer individual SEO services and monthly SEO services. The monthly SEO service is self-explanatory. I do monthly SEO for your business. I make sure that your business ranks. I make sure that your business ranks high. We work on your website each month. We work on website content, backlinks, whatever is needed to rank your website. And at the end of the day, we rank over 300 clients in the past 16 years who have gone from rankings 0 with 0 rankings to now on the first page of Google for a lot of the main keywords that they have hoped to rank for. Now, in some instances, it takes longer than it does with others. In some industries, it's easier. In some industries, it's a lot more difficult. But we offer affordable SEO services, monthly SEO services, which you can check out on my website. You can also fill in the Google form, the link to which you'll find in the description. Click the link, fill the form, and I will get in touch with you. Then we have these individual services. So if you were stuck someplace or your website appears to have been hit by a Google algorithmic update or by a latest update to Google's algorithm, the audit service is probably where you'd want to go. So you buy my audit service based on the number of pages on your website, and I will audit your site. Now, unlike so many other audit services, my audit services are extremely affordable. We go in depth. I also suggest what you can do with your website to improve it based on what I find wrong with your site. Just keep in mind that a lot of the stuff will take time to implement depending on what I find on your website. You can buy the audit service directly on my website. Go to cloudseo.com/audit. Now, the next thing is the topical mapping service. If you're looking to build an authority, if you're doing an affiliate site or you're building an informational site, building authority is the number one thing you should be doing apart from all the other stuff. And so if you build authority, you need a topical map, and that's why my topical mapping service comes in, because I will map the topic. I will map exactly what you need, the content you need, the pages you need, what you need on your website to build topical authority. So you have a blueprint of what needs to be done, and you can then get your writers to write all the content and build all the internal links, which will help you rank your website sooner rather than later. Also, you'll find this service on my website. You can buy it directly on my website. Go to cloudseo to buy
SERPapi.com. Now that we have that out of the way, let's jump right back into the video.
All right, so we'll start with creating our own GPT. And to do that, we click on Explore GPTs here on the left. We then hit Create. And because we want to create a new GPT, and this will bring you over here. Now, normally, you will be taken to Create, which is fine. But if you're in Create, that's fine. But if you brought to Configure, click on Create because we want to start giving it commands before we give it any code. So I would say to create a real-time Google SERP analyzer, and it will just walk through the process of creating the GPT, mainly the profile picture, and then we'll start giving it instructions. It will suggest a name, and we can choose that name, or we can give it our own name. It'll create a profile picture so that you can identify the GPT, and then from there we'll start giving it commands so that we're priming the GPT so that it understands how to communicate via code with the API that we have. And I'll show you exactly how to do that to make sure that you don't skip a step and just follow from start to the end. And if you have a problem, refer to my blog post, which is linked in the description, where you'll find all the code where you just copy and paste the code from. And I also have all of the steps listed, but it's probably not as well explained. I'll say yes. So we were calling this SERP Insight. It suggested the name, and we said yes. It's now going to generate a profile picture over here. I'll just go ahead and fast forward this. So this is the profile picture. I'm not very happy with it. I'll say, can you give me something more fun, and see what it gives me, because I already have a GPT that kind of looks something like that, and I don't want this GPT to look exactly like this one, because that will make it hard for me to identify GPT I'm using. All right, so this looks okay. So I'll say yes, this is fine, and we will start now giving it the commands. And it says here, should it provide any analysis? So now I'll start telling it. So this is the first set of commands. It's important to follow through step by step with the commands. So the first set of commands is it will analyze Google search for the user. User will provide a keyword. It will analyze Google search via actions. External API, it will return the advice to suggest the user what to cover on their page. So this is the first set of instructions. And you can experiment with your own set of instructions. But what I have found is that, taking it step by step, priming the AI step by step works a lot better than, just pasting it all at once, which it's kind of hit or miss. So, all right, so it first encountered an error, but then it figured it out. It read it. Now it's okay. So now I can paste in the second set of instructions. That sometimes ChatGPT will run into an error when you're creating it. It's usually not a problem on your end, but it's a problem on their end. So you could just have to try again. It's usually for a number of reasons. I've encountered errors in the past. So, just be cognizant of that. So it says it will take the top 5 results. You can also do top 10 from the Google SERP. It will analyze what the user intent is based on the top ranking results. It will analyze the people also ask for related search, return complete advice based on that, not general SEO advice. And this is the meat of the argument really is, if you're just pulling in real-time data, then we also wanted to analyze real-time data and not just saved data or pre-trained data like it's from its database. So this will make the advice it provides a lot more relevant. Again, this is the recap. You should always read the recap to make sure it understands it has understood your instructions. Okay. Now this one is important. Make sure that you run this because we're telling GPT to run the instructions twice. Once for the Google engine, so the Google search normally, and then for the autocomplete. Now this will run the API twice. So instead of consuming 1 credit, it'll consume 2 credits. I don't have a problem with that because you get 100 free credits with the API, as I'll show you, a month. So, I mean, I don't even consume 50 of these credits. So for me, running this is not a problem, but you could make it so that you don't say run it twice, just run the API once and we'll just consume 1 credit. What I want in terms of results, and this is like a list. So I say I want to see the top 5 ranking websites, as I showed you guys. I want to see the people also ask. I also want to see related search. I also want to see autocomplete. And I also want to see title ideas that are based on what's ranking in the SERPs. And I just don't want something that's generally just AI generated. So a lot more targeted. And I found that these work really well for optimizing or writing optimized headlines because they're really well done. So we'll go ahead and paste it over here. So it merely tells the GPT that if a user types in a keyword, so keyword colon input, so whatever the input is for the keyword, then the input will be taken. So what it's doing here is that the input will be taken will be saved into a variable, and the variable will then be passed through the API, as I'll show you guys in the code. And the API runs a scripts, Google's real-time SERPs, transfers that to ChatGPT. ChatGPT then shows those results, also analyzes them, and provides an analysis of those results. So for now, we're experiencing the technical issues, but usually this is not a problem. This should work perfectly fine if you follow through the steps. I've done it before. I've also seen these messages before. You shouldn't have a problem. Now, once you've done all of this, you go ahead and hit configure over here. And this is where all the instructions are saved. So if you miss an instruction, you can literally just, type it into here. Or if you think the GPT has missed an instruction, you can also, read this and you'll figure it out and you can give the instruction again. Now, you go down and you want to uncheck these boxes because we're going to handle everything through an API. And then we create new action here on the bottom left. There's new actions. You'll create a new action. And over here, you'll paste the schema. Okay, so I'll just paste the schema. I'll not go through every aspect of the schema. I'll not explain the schema to you right now, but there's a section where it says paste your API key. So this is the code right here. I've pasted the schema code. What you need to be mindful of is there's a place to paste in your API key. When you create an account, you'll get an API key, which is absolutely free for 100 searches a month. So you'll go here and it says ENUM, and where it says ABC, you just replace ABC with your API key. Do not mess with the brackets or the commas. Just paste in your API key as is, and you don't need to do anything else. You'll find the schema code in the blog post on my website, which is linked in the description. You just need to copy and paste it. So once you've done this, you've pasted the code, you've put in everything. You don't need to do anything with the authentication. Nothing needs to be done here. Nothing. You just hit save here on the right. And instead of everyone, it's only going to be for you. So only for me. Because if you give this to everyone, then you will run out of credits really fast. And that is not something that you want to happen. Now, it opens this up over here. So let's give it a try. Let's see what it does. So we'll do keyword and we will do dog training. And we'll see if it's able to communicate with the API. And it will ask for permission to always allow. And this is a sign that it's communicating with the API. It's talking to the API, it says here. And so here it's the results. So despite the errors that it was showing, for some reason, it still works perfectly fine. And interestingly, it's in the top 5 results, there's a contact best friends dog training. So, someone has an SEO issue, obviously, but because they have their contact page ranking on the first page of the SERPs. You also got dog training, Tom's dog training. So these are the first 5 results. This is the people also ask. And so you've got all of this. How do I train my dog? Blah, blah, blah. You also got related searches, which is a huge, huge, huge thing. You also got related searches, which is a really big thing, a really important thing to have when you're doing SEO. It gives you tons of free keyword ideas. And in this case, you can see that mainly dog training is a localized keyword. And since this may have, it appears to be more very popular in New Jersey. So you can see this over here. Discussion and forums, recommended for local dog training. So Reddit is there. Useful dog training tips on Reddit. So these are rather also, terms that you could use that people are searching for. Then you've got the auto suggest the auto complete. This is when you're typing in the keyword, Google makes these suggestions. So dog training tips, dog training classes, again, a treasure trove of information. And you can ask GPT to pull more than these, just these 5. You can ask it to pull in 10 or 12. But bear in mind that there is a character limit to ChatGPT. So you may have to make a compromise someplace else, because then it will just tourniquet and it will not give you all the results. So this is what works best. But of course, you experiment with this, and ChatGPT keeps changing things. Also, very important here is these creative title ideas, because these are based on the SERPs that are ranking. This is mastering the art of canine communication, dog training essentials. So you can literally use all of these and create blog posts for them. It's that simple.
So folks, I hope you found the video useful. Remember that this is just the first step towards creating what will eventually be a hugely powerful SEO tool using ChatGPT. So this is just the first step, and you can see just how powerful this is. Let me know in the comments below how you would like to use this tool. And if you found this useful, like and subscribe, guys, and I will see you in the next video.